What what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Man Underground Podcast. It's your boy Brian James, and I'm here with this clown Philly guy. What's good, Philly?
Hey man, look, I think the people agree with me. You know what I'm saying? We the 1-2 punch. I know you heard me. Thunder and lightning. There it is. That's it.
All right, man. Whatever you say. But no, I want you to do your Montel Jordan impression you were just doing off air.
Oh.
Yeah. The West Coast is watching right now.
When I
was saying that we only listen to Montel Jordan on the West Coast.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit more complex than that. I was basically explaining, me being from the East Coast, the difference between NorCal and SoCal. You know what I'm saying? So I was talking about this beautiful quinceañera I went to, and I talked about all the music that was being played. I didn't have it this face. I didn't know any of the dances. I wasn't, ready to go dumb. But it's fun to learn, fun to watch. And then I said, hey, did you listen to some of these songs? And you said no. And I said, yeah, that's right. I forgot, because in SoCal, y'all be listening to Montel Jordan. And then, I just sang a sample of it so you would feel at home. You feel comfortable.
Nah, I didn't feel at home. I haven't listened to Montel Jordan since the early 90s.
Oh, but you have listened to him. So there you go.
It's happened, but yeah, it's been a while. It's okay. Definitely been a while.
It's all right. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about some football, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got a crazy stream today. Got a lot of things we got to talk about. We had a great football weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of teams won. A lot of teams lost. A lot of quarterbacks jobs are in jeopardy now. A lot of quarterbacks going to get some opportunities. Starting with Teddy Bridgewater, he's gonna get opportunity given what's happened to Tua.
Mm-hmm.
Tua's gonna be out for some time. How do you feel about the Teddy Bridgewater opportunity that he's about to get?
Well, I'm pretty sure that he didn't want the opportunity that way, and definitely hoping that Tua is able to have a successful career, because I know he was given the advice to retire early. Because it was very tragic and very disappointing to see him on the field after he took that hit. And I know the Miami Dolphins have handled that situation, but that's why they brought Teddy in. They brought Teddy in just in case Tua wasn't able to go. And Teddy is a competitor. So they're playing against my New York Jets. So obviously I'm going to be rooting for the Jets, but I feel confident in what Teddy Bridgewater can do. He's been around the league for a very long time. And he's got some weapons, and we've talked about that before on this show. We talked about the difference between quarterbacks with weapons and quarterbacks without weapons. So I think the Miami Dolphins will be fine.
We got Greg Cook in the building. What's good, bro? You got that force too, by the way. You ain't got to worry about it. Got you taken care of. We got. I know. Speaking of Commanders, how much longer does Carson Wentz have at the helm?
Actually, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be going at least to the middle of the season. And the reason why I say that is because you're at the point of no return right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you either going to be all in for a high draft pick next season and getting yourself a quarterback, or, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna let his backup start, and you want to see if they can do anything with the team. But you reserved your feelings, and you reserved the situation knowing that you're probably going to be drafting a quarterback next year. If neither one of them can turn it around. So
definitely. Another team that's quarterback is in question right now, Carolina Panthers. They seem like they're in a bit of a purgatory when it comes to the quarterback position. Baker's not doing what they thought he was going to be, or he's not performing the way he thought he should have been performing. How do you feel about the Carolina Panthers situation?
You know what? I don't feel sorry for them at all. I know they've been talking about the coach is the problem, but look, this is the team that wanted to give Sam Darnold a second chance. And I thought that Sam Darnold had every opportunity to show what he was capable of in New York, and he didn't do that. So for the fact that they went out to get Baker Mayfield, which we talked about them doing, it just shows how desperate that they have been, to compete, and how, they really want to give their fans a winning product. So, I'm not surprised that he didn't work out. I'm not surprised that they're having these struggles and these problems. But I think that their fan base needs to be a little bit more supportive, because at least their team is making the effort to try to upgrade that position and try to create a winning program. So you can't knock them for that.
Definitely. So you agree? I see T Money in the chat saying that Sam Darnold's not ready anyway. I don't think he's gonna be ready for a while. But they're just gonna have to thug it out with Baker, man.
Yeah, just run the
unfortunately.
ball more. Just run the ball more. I mean,
And what's going on with Christian McCaffrey? Like he hasn't really been much of a factor. I know that he's a threat on the outside, but he's either got a hamstring problem, his back's hurting, something. But every week it's something new. Are we getting to that point where the clock is running on Christian McCaffrey too?
Yeah, I think that time is up for Christian McCaffrey. I think that the Panthers, again, you've seen their loyalty. Obviously they're trying to create a winning program. They obviously felt like they were quarterback away with the talent that they have. They did sign Robbie Anderson from New York, extended his contract, but it's time to move on from him. And I think that those are the two positions that they need to address in the draft. They need to address quarterback, and they need to address running backs, because McCaffrey is very talented, but he hasn't been healthy, he hasn't been on the field, hasn't been able to play to his full potential. And that's what it's about right now. It's about playing to your full potential. It's about getting wins, and he hasn't been able to help them do that.
I see Greg Cook in the chat saying, tell the people about him. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about Greg Cook. He's in the PS5 Pro League. He has the Washington Commanders. He clearly seems to be a Washington Commander fan. I don't know if he's like a diehard fan. He's in Texas. I'm surprised he's not a Cowboy fan. But he's doing his thing right now. He's on I think a 3 or 4 game win streak in PS5 right now. He's went toe to toe with some of the best. He beat the crap out of me when I played him. So I want to give a shout out to him. He's in the chat right now. He's trying to make a name for himself in the league. If you see him, he's actually asking for the target to be on his back. He's like, hey, come, he want all the smoke. He's been delivering in the games that he's played. Some of the guys that we thought he was going to lose to, he actually beat the crap out of. So, if you're in the PS5 Pro League, be sure to take the Washington Commanders serious. That pass rush is crazy. He's not running the meta defense. He's not running the meta offense. It's kind of different. So it's going to catch you by surprise. So if you come in contact with the Washington Commanders in our Madden Underground PS5 Pro League, be sure to take that team seriously. They are a definite threat.
So let me get this straight. So that's all you have to. So that's the formula. You put hands on the commissioner, and then you just get a free shout out and a
it ain't just
3
me.
minute it
ain't just
description on the air. Like I don't understand. Like how did that happen?
He beat the crap out of me though. He put hands and feet on me. But I'm talking about like it was a Snipes worthy beatdown. He beat me up like I was Snipes. You know what I mean? So
karma. That's what they call it.
Yeah, that may have been what it was. It was off after a Snipes win too. But he definitely is bringing a lot of funk, a lot of smoke, and he looking for it too, man. So I'm not sure if he has a game of the week coming up, but we'll find out if he has actually have a game of the week coming up, so you guys can actually see him play. There's a few guys that I want to shout out in the PS5 Pro League. I want to shout out Fetty. Fetty's on a roll in the PS5 Pro League right now. So make sure you guys look out for Fetty. I think he's the only undefeated team in the PS5 Pro League right now. So I think he's 7 or 8-0 right now. So I thought they were gonna play. Somehow the game was lagging, and they didn't get to complete their game and ended up lagging because he was playing at a hotel or something. But I think if they actually played on a legit network, everybody both playing on good servers or whatever, I think that definitely has to be a game of the week when they match up again. So we're gonna make sure we get some commentary for that game when they match up again.
Okay. Cowboys and Commanders. Okay.
Yeah, Cowboys and Commanders definitely two of the best teams in PS5 Pro League right now. And we got Dimes returning back to the Xbox Pro League.
Yeah.
Speaking of, he came in and got a game of the week right away. So
he did, man, and we missed you. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have an opportunity to to hear any commentary from you, any feedback. So can you tell us what you got a chance to see? Because I mean, I was there. I was behind the scenes, but I was there.
I'm gonna go regular say this. Woody's really good. Wide receiver Woody is a really good player. He's a great player on the Xbox side of the Madden Underground Pro Leagues. Woody has been dominating with those Browns. He's had a bit of he was having a little bit too much fun. The Ravens wasn't a match for. I don't think the Ravens are a match for him. The previous bingo user wasn't a match for him. And I don't know if he beat Bakari too. So BKP hasn't been a match for him. So Dimes coming into that division makes him much more. It gives him much more validity from a competitive standpoint with Dimes in that division now, because now it's like, okay, you're dominating. but who are you dominating? And Bakari's a good player, but Bakari's team is probably 1 year away from being a competitive team, because of the quarterback situation with the Steelers. Strickland has a juggernaut of a team, but he's just I think he's just breaking the 500, maybe one game over 500. But Woody's been dominating that division, so Dimes coming into that division, it brought something different to the table, and I think we all enjoyed watching that game of the week. I know you enjoyed it because you were actually involved in the broadcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Woody was the clear-cut favorite to win that division. But I think Dimes joining the time in which Dimes joined, I think Woody's still the clear-cut favorite. But if they continue to play and Woody is able to hold them off, then I think Woody will probably be the 1 or 2 seed, depending on how Buns B does. And I played Buns B yesterday. I got the toughest schedule in the league, I think, outside of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I play everybody just like you play everybody.
Yeah.
But Buns B, I was expecting more out of my game with Buns B. I was expecting, like, when I played Greg Cook, he put hands on me. He had a good record. The record spoke for itself. But when I played Buns, he didn't put hands on me. It was I just couldn't get my offense going. But he beat me. He beat me. I give him the win. But definitely think that Woody is probably the favorite in the AFC right now to win it all. If we get to the playoffs, he's in there.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of pressure to put on Woody. I think we all know that Woody has won a championship before, and we know what he brings to the table. So it's not like he really needed Dimes to be in his division for any type of validity. I think what it does is it doesn't allow him to build the super team that he was looking for, because now, he's going to have to fight a little bit more. And you're right. His head start is probably too much for Dimes to overcome at this point. And I think that, he's going to have some opportunities in the playoffs. It's all about the matchups. He has a great team. He's been very successful with them. That was his first loss. And, we got the second half of the season coming up. So we'll have to see, what he's able to do.
That's going to be fun.
But I mean, look, let's be real though. Let's be real. The AFC is not going to be easy. So it's not like you're going to have somebody that's going to come in and they're just going to be dominated. Now, we still got to look at that Super Bowl runner-up schedule the Dimes has to play, right? And so, he may get slapped up a little bit because he got to build up his morale. Like you said, there's been a lot of crazy trades going on. He still got to go up against some of the heavy hitters in the AFC. So, nothing is easy in the AFC.
No, nothing's easy. Nothing, and even from the PS5 side too. You got you still the NFC is heavy. You got Big Show, you got Jelly, you got Dimes, you got Greg, you got Fetty. You got so many top tier players in one conference to the point where you say, dang, like, okay, like who's you can't wait for the playoffs to see who emerges out of the smoke. We got $1,400 on the line in both leagues, and somebody's gonna be walking home with a lot of money, walking out of here with a lot of money first season. So we're gonna see who's able to do it. Then we're gonna go into the off season, who's able to build a team and restructure a team. That's another thing I wanted to talk about too. We had a lot of guys that, like, I want to shout out Jay Douglas, man, Memphis Doug. He's doing a great job with the Texans. I think he only has one loss. He was undefeated for a while with the Texans. And he only has one loss, but he's doing a remarkable job with those Texans in PS5. What's crazy about it is that he hasn't made too many changes to the team. And that's what I wanted to tell users in the league. Like, if you may not have the best team, but there are still benefits to having the team that you have. He's winning with the team that he has, and he still has a bunch of cap space. So going into the offseason, he can use this season to develop his team and then go into the offseason and get players to add to the players that he developed and draft players as well. So that's what I wanted to remind players to do. Like, you don't have to go out and try to hit a home run in a trade season one. Try to figure out the identity of your team. Go out there, figure out what you can do with the cap space, because that's essentially important. I know a lot of teams have made trades and ruined their cap space for the following year. Now you can't go out and get free agents because you want to bring in these players and you traded players away that shouldn't have been traded. So My thing is that you want to make sure you're able to retain the players that you have, and also trade for players that are either going to improve your team or fit into the infrastructure and ecosystem of your team moving forward. So you got the Jets. Jets are on a bad team, but they're a team that's on the rise. Like, what do you recommend for players like that? Because you get the Jets every year.
Yeah, I mean, I try to get the Jets every year. I think that what you just said is just a testament to what the Texas owner is doing, and he deserves a lot of respect. I mean, he's a man with a plan. It's 4 quarters of football. It's 4 seasons of the Madden Underground Pro League on PS5 and Xbox, and you really have to think about that. Because if you have younger players, and let's say they're star development, so they're gonna move a little faster, or they fit your scheme. One of the things that you have to think about is you got to start thinking about your money, because the game is a little bit different this year. So if you're not winning, then it's going to be a little harder for you to get some of the top tier free agents. But you're also going to have to make some good decisions in the draft. And so, when you have these kind of opportunities in front of you, you can't be short-sighted. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to go all in and I'm going to try to build a super powerhouse team and I'm going to try to win the Super Bowl in the first season. Well, you could do that. And if you fall short of that, then you're going to be asked out for the next 3 seasons. So, what I try to do is I try to look at the team like you talked about. I say, okay, what is this team's identity, right? Like, what do they need? What is it that they actually need? Not what am I running, but like, what is it that they actually need? And when I looked at the Jets, I looked at all of the players that they had. I looked at their receivers. I looked at, they brought in Garrett Wilson. They brought in Elijah Moore last year. And I'm like, okay, so who's the OG on that spot? Oh, well, they had Jamison Crowder, went to the Bills. They got Braxton Berrios there still. They got your boy Corey Davis, used to play with the Titans. And they got Denzel Mims. And if you start comparing the receivers, you can actually see like, oh, man, they just got the younger version of this dude. So a lot of these guys are locked up, for the full 4 years. I look at Breece Hall, Michael Carter. Those are the running backs. You know what I'm saying? They're young. They're locked up for a long time. I look at the secondary. Secondary is young. Locked up for a long time. I look at the DN position where they brought in a couple of players in the draft from this year. So you got 4-year contract. They still got Carl Lawson. Still got Quinnen and Williams for a couple years. They still got Myers. And so when you look at those contracts, what you see is the weakness is actually on the offensive line and at the linebacker position. So I already know what I have to focus on. And if I didn't take the time to actually look at this team, I could have made a whole bunch of trades that would have ended up resulting me in being cap penalty hell, not being able to sign anybody, not being able to do anything if I didn't have a winning season. So your advice is the best. You got to figure out the identity of the team. You got to look at the players that are on your team. You got to see if they fit, if they're supposed to be a long-term replacement. And then, start cutting off some of them contracts. Start trimming the fat, start giving yourself some money. And then make sure that, you have the opportunity to sign draft picks. But you got to come in with a plan. You can't just be winging it and just freestyling it, not re-signing players, trading everybody and their mom on your team. You know what I mean? That are actually
that's a bad habit for a lot of franchise players, is that they get in the league and they don't know the competition level when they're jumping in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. That's problem number one. You don't know what you're getting into, right? So you jump in, you get slapped up, you immediately think, okay, it's not me, it's the team. No, it's you. Okay, so let's get that straight. It's you, right? Then secondly, you got to figure out, okay, all right, I need to go out and get some players. You go out and get players, but you're not aware of cap penalty. Cap penalty doesn't hurt you. You say, well, I still got cap space. Yeah, you got cap space this season. Those penalties are gonna hurt you next season or when you go to re-sign your player. So if you say, okay, I got 27 million right now, but you cut a player who had 28 million cap penalty, right? So next year when you go to re-sign, that's 28 million subtracted from your cap space that you have for re-signing the players that you have. Also, that impacts how many players you can get in free agency. So when you get to trading out, just be mindful of those things, So it's a slippery slope when you want to trade and things like that. A lot of players they hit the panic button week 4. They 0-3 or 1-3, and they're like, week 4, I don't know what to do. I gotta make the trade. It gotta be the players. It can't be me. Like, no, EA just patched the game last week, and the game plays differently. So what may have worked last week for you may not work this week for you. Or if you used to playing mud a particular way and you don't have those abilities in the league, that's going to impact you too. So you know it franchise is going to show a player who he really is as a Madden player. You know what I mean? You can't hide behind abilities. You can't hide behind, if you don't have the abilities that you used to having in MUT. This is a testament to what type of player you really are, because are you playing? Are the abilities playing for you? Or are you playing? You know, so you know, and shout out to all the guys that have created unique game plans, unique styles of play, unique lineups to complement their style of play and things like that. I've seen guys lining up tight ends at receiver, you know, because of the mismatch. That's something I've seen a lot of people doing. They putting the tight end up wide. You got a 5'11" cornerback on a 6'7" tight end, you know, and they out there high pointing, and people are getting mad. Like, the aggressive catches are ridiculous, but no, it's just that somebody found a mismatch. That's a mismatch. You gotta put a bigger player out there, find a safety, or go in free agency. Like, the bigger, slower players can't play in the game this year. That's what I do. Like, you can have an 83 speed tight end, and he can be out there killing for you because he's just so big. You know, he can jump. You can high point. You know, tight ends like Gadecki for the Dolphins, or Kelsey for the Chiefs, Waller for the Raiders, Parham, you know, for the Chargers. You know, those tight ends are extremely effective. Receivers like Mike Evans, receivers like what's the receiver for the Chargers? Both of them. Actually, both of them. They're not the fastest receivers, but they can high point the ball, get the ball there, mismatch because of their height and weight. You know, so you know those players are key components now. When in previous Maddens, it was all about speed. Now, don't get me wrong, speed still kills, but you know, if you don't have that element to your team, you can still get the ball downfield. If you got the right players, you know how to aggressive catch, you know how to high point the passes and things like that. So these are things that you just need to take just take account for, and know that, okay, I don't have the pieces that I need now, and it's okay, because it's a 4-year franchise. You may be able to make the playoffs without those pieces, or you may be able to find a scheme without those pieces. If you can, do it. That way you can save money. That way you have money for the future. You can go out and get players that you actually need during free agency, during the draft, and during the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all guilty of that. I know you and I have had a lot of conversations about paying attention to the way that the game is actually playing and getting
Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Thanks, Honcho.
Yeah. So, you know, when you talk about these bigger but slower receivers, we also know, you know, their archetype is usually physical, but they're strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're going to get off of the press coverage. And even if it's not press coverage and it's bail technique, they're still going to be able to high point the ball and get it to them, and they're going to have a completion. You know, they've got the catching ability. We saw what Travis Kelce did on Monday night in the game of the week. We saw what a difference that he was, you know, 2 weeks ago when Cal Bear was trying to figure out a way to contain him. And we know that Illuminati was just throwing to Travis Kelce in the clutch every time he needed a big play. And Definitely. Travis Kelce was coming up with it. Now, that's the best of the best. So you just take at least half of what that man did on the field, and if you apply it, you know, to the tight ends and get them involved in your offense, you're going to have a lot of success moving the chains. So it is something you got to pay attention to. I'm curious to see what happens when we actually do have our first draft. I really want to see, you know, are we going to be focusing on certain types of positions? You know, which ones are really going to stand out based on what we've seen in the game.
Now, you know, everybody is going for skill, speed. That's what they're looking for. You know, you might have some guys that, I'm telling you, it's a lot of, if you guys look in the draft on Xbox, there's a lot of big body tight ends. Even on PS5, there's a lot of big body tight ends, a lot of big body receivers. So, you know, those are some players that you may, if you don't have one, that's an opportunity for you to go out and get one. I want to talk about some of the dudes that are actually balling in both leagues right now. Like I said, we shouted out Greg Cook. Honcho is another guy that's balling right now in Xbox. You got to think about it from a divisional standpoint. The AFC West, you know, you got Honcho, you got MTV Famous on the Xbox side. You got what's it, Rover, and then Wrangler. You got Wrangler with the Rams. And Honcho, everybody's like, okay, that's Honcho's division to lose. That's what everybody thought going into the season, and it seems to be that way as the season progresses. You know, you know, for now. Honcho's doing a remarkable job over there in the NFC West. And the PS5 side, you got that is kind of different on the PS5 side because you got Dimes with the Cardinals, you got Big Show with the Rams, you got Smoke Capone with the 49ers, and then you got Stunner with the Seahawks. And they all can play. Like they all can play. Um, they all doing a great job and things like that. But the most interesting division and I think in the PS5 side, like I said, it's going to be the NFC East. You got what like I said with Fetty and Greg Cook. That's going to be another interesting division. Another interesting division to be the Panthers division. You got Snoop, you got Big Duke, you got Bronco, and then you got Who Dat. You got all these cats in that division. All of them can play. All of them. I watched all of them play. They all can play. They all building their teams upwards. And I think that's something that's actually commendable as well. A lot of guys building their team upwards. It's rare that you see that. And I want to commend the PS5 guys. I haven't seen anybody in PS5 just demolish their team yet. Like strictly just go out and say, you know what, train everybody, hit the red button. Everybody's out there. We got to figure something out. Nobody in PS5 has hit the panic button yet, and we're past the trade deadline now, so you can't. I think another interesting division is going to be the AFC North. You got you got King Karan. He's ahead of that division. You got Ben Rato. You got McMickens with the Browns, and then you got Peebo Blitz with the Bengals. That's a tight playoff race. That division is extremely tight over there in the AFC North. So that's another division to look out for. The Ravens, he putting hands on people right now. Everybody knows him as, you may know him as the Madden spokesperson from the Madden commercial maybe a year or two ago. Also heavy on TV. You seen him on TV and things like that. But the dude is balling. I didn't expect much from him. He came in and got slapped by Illuminati and he's ready to jump. He was ready to jump. But since whatever, I don't know what the conversation he had with Illuminati, but he turned into a different player after that conversation. And he's smacking. I'm watching the stream and he's smacking everybody in his other leagues now and things like that. And that's what I want to tell people, that this league, it'll make you, if you in other franchise leagues, you're gonna see like a lot of stuff here that's gonna make you better, that you'll be able to take over the other leagues and make you a better player. You may not be the top of the line player here, but if you go into some of these other leagues, you're gonna be that guy. You're gonna be that guy because of the stuff that you see here. You got a lot of guys that see things here and they take it to other leagues and dominate because of other leagues aren't playing at that level, especially if it's a sim league. Like if you play in a sim league, you take some of the stuff that we do here to a sim league, you're gonna be light years ahead because you'll know the different variety of plays you can call to dominate against players that are only selecting very few because they're playing,
sim style.
Yeah, sim style.
But I mean, you talked about that NFC South, and we know that we're going to see Bronco against Dimes in game of the week. It's supposed to be week 17, but all those other divisions that you talked about and the limited trading that has been going on. I mean, we're hitting the second half of that season, so it's going to be interesting to see. Once everybody starts figuring out who they are, their identities. If some of these records aren't going to shift. And then if it's not going to be a critical game when we get to that week 17, on Dom's side, since he's in a tough division, and also on Broncos side, because you're right, PS5, they didn't make a lot of trades. We see way more trades on the Xbox side of things. And we know Mickey is usually at the heart of it, but he's in both leagues. They made
trades, but the trades that they made, I would say, were more logical than the trades that I've seen in Xbox. So when you're talking about, I'm not going to say that the skill gap, PS5, Xbox, is a huge skill gap. But what I will say is that in maintaining and managing teams, I've seen a much better job on PS5 than I've seen on Xbox. I've seen guys I've seen quarterbacks trade teams 2 or 3 times on Xbox where it's like these dudes locked in, they trying to win. They trying to win, and if they can't win, they're trying to develop their players so they can win in the future, and that's what I like to see. And I want to commend those guys on doing that. Xbox is kind of like those dudes, they've been playing with each other for years. So it's more so I don't know, but PS5, it's a dog eat dog mentality. Nobody really trying to be friends. You see dudes talking mess, which is what I thought I was going to see more of on the Xbox side. I've seen more capping on the PS5 side than I've seen on the Xbox side. So right now, PS5 is more competitive than Xbox, and it's not even close in that sense because of the.
That's not fair though. That's not fair though.
Hey, I'm just telling you.
I'm not speaking for everybody, but I will say this. I will say, you being the commissioner of both leagues, I think you've been very heavy-handed on the Xbox side. So I think the Xbox side, we've caught your wrath way more than the PS5 has. I think that the PS5, you know what I'm saying? It's a different environment. Like you said, they haven't been around as long. So, the rivalries aren't necessarily
what I will say is
they are.
This has been of all the PS5 leagues I have had. This is the best group of guys that I've had in the years that I've been doing it. They get in, play their games, get off. So shout out to the PS5 guys. You guys doing a remarkable job of getting those games done. And if you can't get them done, letting your opponent know, I can't make it. But if you go ahead and get the force win, just go ahead and do that. But they're doing a great job of communicating. You have a few guys that are still trying to learn how to work Discord, but outside of that. That's expected because you got a lot of guys that's coming from Facebook groups, playing in Facebook groups, trying to get acclimated because it took us time to get acclimated to Discord as well. So that's understandable. You don't know how to work the notifications or the notifications going. You turn them off because there's so many of them, and you don't know how to turn them back on. So you miss your guy reaching out to you, and then I have to contact you last minute. So, but hopefully we'll get that under control before the season ends. So season 2. It's a little bit smoother of a transition from Facebook to Discord for the guys that are making that transition. But no. PS5 is they're doing a great job. You keep in mind, you got a division with Assassin, Jay Savvy, and Sprint. It's like division is divisions on division on division. Mm-hmm. Those divisions are tough over there. Like it's a tough division. Like every division is competitive. You got, like I said, you got the AFC, the NFC West, Dimes, Big Show. You got two powerhouses over there. Even Stunner can play too. You got the NFC East. You got Greg. You got Fetty. They lock it in. You got even Smartly, Chief Smart. He's doing this. He's doing this thing too. Who actually has a game of the week coming up, week 11, this coming Monday. Versus Jelly, but then you got the NFC North Jelly. You got just beat down. You got a lot of different players over there. You got C God over there balling. You got a lot of different players over there, man. So it's just the Bears. The Bears are balling too. Nord Dallas or whatever his name is. He's balling. He's balling out too. So tough divisions.
It just sounds like you're playing favorites right now. Like I'm not sure. Are you trying to hype up the game of the week because it's going to be?
I'm not playing PS5 right now. I'm not playing favorites, bro. I'm just telling you what
sounds like it. I mean, you ain't said nothing about the Xbox side.
The Cal, you got think about it. You got the Xbox. You got Cal Bear. You got Cal Bear and Illuminati. That was a great game of the week.
It was.
That's going to happen 2 times a season, every season.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the East. Let's talk about the AFC East and Xbox. You got yourself.
Yeah.
You got a damaged version of Burko.
Well, Burko always comes late to the party.
We know that. Late to the party. You got a broken version of Burko.
Nah,
Burko's broken.
No, Burko. Somebody needs to get Burko a watch because he always signs his players back late. He always picks his teams late. And if he would just get there early, he'd be fine.
You got a broken version of Burko. So it's C-Jack and Diggs. That's the race right there. C-Jack and Diggs. And Diggs. Right now, it is. And if history has proven itself, Diggs is the guy that's gonna probably lock up that division.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, we still got a second half to go.
Diggs is single-handedly whooped on. He's whooped on the guys that you thought were the favorite. He beat Buns B, right? Okay. He beat C-Jack. C-Jack was hot. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, C-Jack, the game looked crazy." He made C-Jack look like C-Jack. He didn't look like Action Jackson. He was like C-Jack. So Diggs is definitely he's still that dude.
You put hands on him. So I'm just gonna say styles make fights. So I'm just gonna say that you were able to successfully defeat him. Division opponents, it's a little bit more complicated. Like there's a feeling out process. Like I feel like that's really what it is in the Xbox side of things, right? You said it yourself. Everybody is familiar with each other. Everybody's got different teams. They're making crazy trades. Certain people's got their identities. Other people not so much. Yeah. So it's still a feeling out process. Like I said, I still feel like it's too early. We still got half of a season left to go, and anything can happen, man. Anything can happen. So you just keep talking about your PS5. I know I'm in the Xbox side. I'm ride to die with the Xbox side, and I'm just gonna say cross-platform.
I will say this: Woody was top tier. He's a top tier dude. Dimes took a struggling Bengals team and beat them, coming from PS5.
Okay,
well, I don't think the league understands what Dimes presence does to Xbox. What it does for Xbox.
What is that?
It puts the rest of the AFC on notice. Those people that were looking forward to that Bengal game ain't looking forward to that Bengal game no more.
Yeah, no, I mean,
so that Bengal game, that Bengal game ain't the game you're looking forward to anymore.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You know what? And
that's fine.
That's the way.
That's fine. It shouldn't be no easy wins. It shouldn't be no easy wins.
You know, and I see Ball Forever saying he's still getting used to bingo. I mean, all Madden gameplay, which is understandable. Like I said, everybody's still getting acclimated. It's the first season, and like I told him, I said it's a long year, bro. We playing 4 seasons.
Yeah.
So don't. I commend him. I commend Ball Forever Gaming because he comes in, he plays his games, he takes his lumps like a man. He comes back, takes his lumps. He's learning. He's getting better. He's active in trying to get his team better. So shout out to Ball Forever Gaming because a lot of people, like I said, their ego get in the way of them improving, and like I said, it's you playing these games is gonna make you a better player, bro, and it's gonna even make you more dominant in franchise because you seeing what other people are doing, you learning the different lingo and terminologies and things like that, seeing a lot of different schemes, and it's gonna make you better. But what you have to do is hold on. You got a lot of picks. You got a lot of draft picks. You got a lot of draft capital. You got a young team.
Mm-hmm.
Build on that, man. Like build on that. Build on the fact that you got a youthful team. Your team doesn't require a lot of money spent to get better. So build on that. So
yeah, and I think if you're gonna say anything, I got 2 words for you, Ball Forever Gaming, just to let you know that it's possible. Lethal Jimmy won a championship last year. Okay, now you go back a couple years. And Brian will be the first to tell you. He'll be the first to send you pictures showing you.
I scored 105 points on him.
See, this is what I'm talking about. So it can happen. It can happen. So Lethal, he's in the Xbox side. He's rocking with the Eagles. But
they actually supposed to play tonight or yesterday.
Oh, both of them?
They play. So okay. I'm eager to see that game too if they're able to get it in.
So there you go. So it can happen. It can happen. Like you said, it's a long Madden season for Madden Underground. You still got 3.5 more seasons left. So you're right. He could get all kind of craziness in the draft and sign all kind of crazy free agents, and then he can just apply all that knowledge and just be dominating for the next 3 seasons.
That's the most important part. I don't know about PS5, but I know Xbox has remote play for their users. So if you can hook your controller up and play remotely away from home. So that way now when those off seasons come, you can, if you have the app on your phone, you can play your game or do your off-season stuff from your phone away from home. If you leave your Xbox on and you set the settings up with your phone, you connect it. So if you need help with that, get with VA Assassin. He can walk you through it because I see him playing MUT games at work. So get with him on how to do that. I don't know how to do it per se, but VA Assassin, if you're watching, post in the chat, the Discord, how to do that. A lot of people, I'm sure, is going to be interested in doing that, so they don't have to miss the off season while they're at work. Because I'm gonna be working a lot too, so I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss anything. So definitely I'll be working remotely with my phone and things like that. But I know you have to leave your Xbox on or have the remote settings locked into your Xbox already to be able to access it from your phone away from home.
Okay. Now you say he's playing a lot of MUT games at work. So is he getting ready for a tournament or something that could be coming up?
No, congrats to Assassin too. He just got a sponsorship, so shout out to him. And he is well deserved because I don't think anybody plays more Madden than Assassin. Like he if it's a tournament, he's jumping in it. If it's a league, he's jumping in it. Even if you don't have the time, he's gonna figure out a way. So shout out to Assassin. He's one of the most competitive players that I know, and him getting the sponsorship is well deserved and things like that. I think everybody in here could possibly, if you really interested in doing that, reach out to him or just start playing. Play more, and things like that. We have featured player things that we do here at Madden Underground. That if you want to get featured and things like that, we can do a showcase with you, let you showcase your skills on our stream, or interview you on a podcast and things like that. So if you actually interested in coming on the podcast, talking your talk, capping at the rest of the league, letting the league know, putting the league on notice you got something to say, get at me, inbox me. We'll set it up that where you can get a little segment to talk your talk. We'll have a talk that talk segment where we have a few guys come in, and if they competitors, they may play in a week or two. Let them come in and get some things off their chest. But we looking forward to that, man. That's gonna be actually pretty fun doing. And then also we got we got our Sunday Madden Underground tailgate party. So we'll be here talking football Sunday mornings. If you guys want to watch pregame with some guys that you actually know instead of those old dusty dudes on TV, just come watch talk some football with us old dusty dudes. Some old dusty dudes, you know what I mean? So I definitely look forward to seeing you guys on Sunday when we're doing our tailgate party. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome to participate. Everybody's welcome to come in and jump in here, talk about their team. I represent their team. If you got a jersey, you can't come on here without a jersey though. You got to have a jersey if you're gonna be a guest on the show. So you got to be repping your team or whatever if you want to come on and be featured on here. We'll also have people that are gonna be tailgating in real life, and we'll be going to some of those places live, talking to them with the fans of the team that they're representing and things like that. So make sure you guys come out, check us out. That'll be Sunday morning. What is that? 9 a.m. Pacific? What is that? What is that?
9 a.m. Pacific is 12 noon Pacific, Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern time. So that'll be the time we'll be doing that. So you guys don't want to miss that. Definitely gonna be fun. I'll be here representing for my Titans, even though we're not having the best of seasons. But you guys definitely don't want to miss that. So make sure you guys lock in. Moving along though. We got a question for you guys. I got a question for the community. A lot of things in the game have been broken. People are complaining about MUT. There's franchise issues. There are issues in practically every mode in the game. My question is, do Madden players deserve a refund? Some form of compensation. How do you guys feel? I personally feel there should be something done, whether it be you give us some type of, Madden currency, whether it be coins, those Madden points they give you, the little green points they give you for MUT. How do you feel about it, Philly?
No,
you don't think?
No.
You don't think
you know what? I'm not even going to throw the ages or the errors out there, man. This entitlement has got to stop. It's got to stop. It's a complete waste of time. Because look, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. All right, you need to go to the user agreement at EA.com. And you just scroll on down to section 4. Now I don't have to read it to you.
No. If you're gonna bring it up, you're gonna read it to him, brother. So I'm gonna bring it up.
Okay. All right. Look, they just open with this. This is availability of EA services and updates. Okay, and in the nice little gray box, they say, our games and services may not always be available or operate on all devices. We also may make updates or changes to our games and services, which might impact your use or game progress. And then they start throwing paragraphs in there just so they can cover a little bit more ground. They say they don't guarantee that the EA service content or entitlement will be available at all times in all locations or at any given time, or that we will continue to offer particular EA service content or entitlements for any particular length of time. Okay, so basically they're telling you straight up, look, we know that the game ain't going to work the way that you want it to, but guess what? You agree, you sign this user agreement, then you know what? That means that you down for the cause too. Okay, and it says,
and the crazy part, the crazy part about it though is that you guys don't even realize you're signing it because you can't play the game until you do.
Yeah,
you guys thinking like they say, oh, you guys sign this and you get let us use your email for some MUT packs. But then when you put in your Origin account information so you can get past that Pro Bowl section, that's where they get you at. So you all agree to it, and that protects them from you being from any type of form of class action suit. Everybody was like, oh, well, maybe we can sue class action suit. They got to pay it. Nope, they ain't got to do nothing for you. No. Reality is, they got you.
That's right. And I will tell you this. I'm going to read this real quick. This is my favorite paragraph.
Got you,
bitch. EA may need to update or reset certain parameters to balance gameplay and usage of EA services. These updates or resets may cause you setbacks within the relevant game world and may affect characters, games, groups, or other entitlements under your control. So, like Brian James said, like he said, you know what I'm saying? The yard, you gotta read the fine print. You gotta read the fine print, baby. So no, you don't deserve a refund. Refund for what? You've already agreed to these terms and conditions.
And I see Terrell saying, man, it doesn't allow them to ignore rewards playing. It just says it will reward at a later date. No, they honestly, like I said, I'm sure there's even more on that little box you click when you say your email. Is like, is this your email when you start the game up, and it's right before you get to that little Pro Bowl section. They ask you for it's like a little box you got to click, and nobody reads that box. They just click the box and go on and start playing because you're so eager to play because it's new, you're happy, and all that stuff. But that's all the stuff that you agreed to, and there's nothing you could do about it. In reality, if they want to do something about it and they want to give you the rewards that you're not getting, they can do that, and that'll be cool. That would be the right thing to do. But are they obligated to do it? No, they're not. So. Sadly, it's unfortunate, but my question to you is, with that being said, with that being known, do you feel Madden players deserve their money back? Do you think they deserve, do Madden players deserve their money back? Because think about it. Everybody paid that extra money to get the game early, thinking that the MUT stuff was going to be what it was and what it's not. You're not getting the rewards that you thought you were going to get. You're not getting the coins that you thought you were going to get. EA owes you coins. Everybody's saying EA owes me some coins. EA owe everybody something. So EA owe everybody something. But how do you guys feel that, there should be some restitution?
You know what? I would love to hear what the chat and the community has to say. I'm just going to tell you straight up. Everything you said is what people thought was going to happen. Nah. I mean, I'm not even riding with EA on this. I'm just being straight up. I can read. I know what the agreement says.
I see people saying we've been bamboozled. We've been led astray. We've been run amok. All that good stuff. And, it is what it is, man. It's like you get what you, I don't know. We didn't get what we asked for. We didn't get what we wanted. No. But we get what we get. And that's just basically the slogan and the mantra that EA's been working under for the last 3 years. And don't get me wrong, this game is better than 21. Or 22. I'm not going to say 21. 22. It's way better than 22. But the functionality of the game, if you're in franchise for too long, you get kicked out. There's guys worried about if you started your league early and you already reached the draft, you got to start your league over. So people say, oh, why are we starting so late? Oh, well, because every year we know October there's something coming that has to fix everything. So that's why we weren't in a rush to get everything started and things like that. So when that patch come out, it'll be retroactive for the league that we already have. We won't have to start over, hopefully. So and if we do, we have certain things that we have in place to kind of rectify the problem and thing. That's kind of why we had the save the rosters, you know what I mean? And then
Yes.
if something happens, we can just make those transactions that were made, start the league back up and advance it to the second season. So that way nobody's hurt, nobody's feeling like they lost something, but you know, and we'll sim all the games the way that they were supposed to be sim. But you know, it is what it is. We're prepared. We've expected this. We don't. There's little to anything that EA can do to surprise us at this point because we've been playing for so long.
I don't want to
So,
put that out there. Nah, man, you gotta take that back. We can't
Nah.
put that out there. We got
Hey,
a lot of
man.
contingency plans. You're right.
Yeah.
I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah, they will surprise. Like, you know what? Madden 23 is over. They just delete the game off the server. This is it. They just delete the game off the server. We certainly going to log into it. It takes us to FIFA. You know, so I'm like, you never know, bro. You never know. So that's my thing. That's my thing. But we got a lot of great things coming for you guys. So make sure you guys keep it locked into the Man Underground podcast. We'll be bringing a few players on. We have a game of the week. Like I said, next week's game of the week will be.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Real for real. It'll be Jelly, Detroit Lions, and the Giants. Now, if this came on Thursday night game, I doubt anybody would tune in and watch it. But in my opinion, Jelly is must-see TV, and he's doing work with the Lions. So if you're a Lions user and you want to know how to use this team properly, this is the guy you want to see. And that's why I recommend everybody. If you got a team that you're not too fond of, check out these game of the weeks because some of these guys are balling with these teams, and it's kind of unexplainable how they're doing it. So you want to check it out and see how they're doing. So Jelly's definitely a dominant player, and we got Chief Smart. He's definitely a good player as well. So you want to make sure you come check out this game on Monday. We'll have an exact time for you coming up. We'll post it on Twitter and in the Discord for those of you who want to check it out. And we'll have commentary by Black Phoenix, and I think it's you again this week, Philly.
Is it me? I thought it was going to be your turn.
No, I'll be at work, so it'll be you and Black Phoenix this week again.
Yeah, I'm down. So
actually, no. It'll be you, Black Phoenix, and Snipes. We'll get all three of you guys.
Oh, we're doing the trifecta again. Okay.
Yeah, the trifecta. Let all three of you guys get it going.
Yeah.
And see how we can get it, man. So if Black Phoenix is available, we get him in here, get Snipes in here, get all three of you guys in here, and we'll make it happen. So, you know, see Black Phoenix in the chat. Make sure you guys follow Black Phoenix. He's definitely doing a great job, remarkable commentary for us. Phenomenal commentary. And the thing about let me tell you what's so great about his commentary. He's explaining to you what's happening on the field. It's not like, oh, touchdown, like not throwing, not saying anything about Snipes. But he's telling you how the touchdown happened. He can tell you exactly how the touchdown happened, the formation that's being the formation, what that formation can be audibled into, the defenses that can be run to stop those formations, and why the plays are being successful on the field. Sometimes the guys that are even on the field playing are giving up touchdowns and don't know why they're happening. I recommend you guys go back to the stream and listen and watch. So because he's explaining to why it's happening to you, and that way you can make those adjustments and the corrections in your game. So, like I said, you got Snipes with the color commentary because he's gonna deliver. He's gonna bring the energy. You got Philly, you got Philly dropping them gems on you, and then you got Black Phoenix out here dropping that science on you, man. So he breaking it down. He's telling you why it's happening, how it's happening, because he's played at this level. He's played at the high level, and he's seen it all. Not much he hasn't seen, and he's a good player too as well. So. Make sure you guys check out this game of the week on Monday, and make sure you guys turn that volume up so you can hear that commentary, because you definitely want to hear what's being said, because it could do wonders for your game.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I will say. You touched on it briefly, but aside from Black Phoenix doing an amazing job on the commentary, the simple fact that he was correlating the abilities that were being used in the game on the field, like, you have to understand how hard it is as a Madden player in franchise that doesn't really play a lot of MUT to really gain a full understanding of what these abilities are and what they actually do. Whereas you have MUT players that are just cycling through abilities because they're looking for something that's going to be effective and work. And then when you actually have somebody that can explain that to you and explain it why, so that you don't have to do that type of homework. You don't have to have those type of negative experiences trying to figure out, why is this guy unstoppable? He's explaining to you what is going on and why. And so, he's doing it in a great way, because you're just like, oh man, that makes sense. Oh, wow. Like, you actually feel like you actually know what you're talking about now. You know what I'm saying? You're not in your feelings. He just explained it to you. and now you can do something about it. So yeah,
That's
he's definitely must see TV.
definitely must see TV, man. So make sure you guys check that out. We also we got so much going on. We're gonna be bringing back the fast money tournaments. We've been trying to get that locked in, but it's just the schedule's clashing. So we're trying to find a proper day, which is it's probably gonna look like it's going to end up being a weekend, so that we can get this thing going. Maybe may have to do those on maybe every other Saturday, moving forward. But we're gonna get that going too as well, so we can bring back the fast money tournaments, and you guys can participate in those as well. We'll have MUT tournaments, reg tournaments, so it'll be Xbox MUT, PS5 MUT, Xbox reg, PS5 regs. So that way you guys know the schedule. That'll be posted on the website. The website will be fully updated this Friday. So make sure you guys actually visit the website, Madden Underground Friday, maddenunderground.com on Friday to see the newly updated website. It'll have everything that's going on in our leagues, of everything that's going on. It'll have all the game of the weeks, that the current and previous game of the weeks. It'll have all the episodes of the podcast on there, and it'll have all the latest things that are going on in the community. How do you feel about real quickly before we get out of here? How do you feel about the scheduling of the MCS tournament?
Well, you know what? I think they've been impacted just like we've been impacted, right? You had the whole PAC strike, and then shout out to Florida and everybody that's being able to hold it down and keep it together, for hurricane season and everything that just, people can't seem to catch a break. That's what it just seems like. It's one thing after another, one thing after another. And even the MCS tourney got moved. So, it's good to see that we're finally, on some stable ground, have an opportunity to play. And I'm excited because, we haven't gotten a chance to really see, a lot of people that were able to make a name for themselves. Like, I remember when we were doing this, a couple months ago, and we got introduced to some talent, and a lot of people got a lot of exposure. And I'm looking to see, who's actually able to do that, who's going to be that next household name, and maybe even, do something on a national level. And then you're like, oh man, I saw him when he was playing at the Madden Underground Fast Money Tournament. You know what I mean? I played against him. I only lost by 3, and maybe you're thinking about going pro. So, it's just going to be a great opportunity just to get that love of the game and that competitiveness that we all basically spend our time doing and want to put together. So I can't wait for it, man. It's long overdue.
Definitely. And with the MCS weekend coming up this weekend, I know a lot of guys were complaining about the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I feel bad. I'm not playing in it because of that, because it's just too much. But you're gonna have to play 50 games, minimum 50 games. Like that's more games than weekend league. So you got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But you're gonna have to play 50. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's gonna be 50 games to qualify, unless you go like 25-0 or 30-0 or something like that. But it's gonna be a lot of games, because you got to think about it. It's gonna be a lot of people playing, Then it's gonna be a lot of people quitting because they're getting slapped up. A lot of people gonna have a lot of wins. So the more wins a person gets, the higher the scale is for you to get in. So let's take that into consideration. Hopefully, a lot of people be stuck at work for the early portion and the last portion. But for the people that are taking off and locking in, good luck to you guys. Wish you the best. If you guys, you guys need any Man Underground guys that need help with anything, feel free to reach out. If I have anything that can help you, I'll definitely give it up. But I'm willing to give my team up if you need a team. But for sure,
4-day weekend though, man. You got to admit, I love 4-day weekends. So
yeah, we definitely need some fresh names. Definitely need some fresh names and faces in the tournament though. And that's what I'm hoping that we can when we start throwing tournaments, we can start, creating a proving ground for players that can emerge in those type of tournaments. I know there's a lot of other guys throwing tournaments and things like that, but I definitely want to get these guys seen on a grand scale for winning and competing. And that's even from the league too. So we're gonna start doing things with the website to where these players, if you winning, everybody knows you're winning. They sick of seeing you. They're like, well, he ain't playing in the MCS. It don't even matter. He winning over here, So that's the thing. So you don't have to. MCS ain't the only place you can get some money at. MCS ain't the only place you can get a reputation or build your reputation at, or show that you're a quality player at. So We just want to be a platform that where whatever you're trying to do in esports, we can assist you and be a proving ground or a helping
Stepping
hand
stone.
in that,
Yeah.
a stepping stone, or it's something that can
Helping hand,
assist
yeah,
you
that
in
too.
getting to that next level too.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week. And make sure you visit MaddenUnderground.com. Anything you want to say in closing, Philly?
Nah, man, look, if you're gonna play this weekend, get your grind on. We looking forward to seeing what you actually do. And then come check us out on Sunday, because that way we'll talk about football. We'll talk about who we expect to win the games. I know my Jets is 2-2. Your Titans are 2-2, right?
Yes, I'm not bragging about that, bro.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like,
happy
they're not they're at 500. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So that's
better.
that's a win.
Yeah, we beat the Raiders in the Colts. That's not.
Hey, win is a win. I'll take it. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll get a chance to talk a little football on Sunday. You know what I mean? Fantasy football lineups, get everything set up. Right before game time kickoff. So yeah,
and be on the lookout. We're doing some crazy things with Underground Sports Gaming. It's more than Madden. It's more than everything. So we're gonna be doing some things. So be on the lookout for that. Okay. So make sure you guys be on the lookout for Underground Sports Gaming. We'll be doing way more than Madden. It'll be 2K, all the other games that you guys possibly play. So if you guys are interested in getting into some other games too, this will be the year Underground Sports Game be launching some other different things outside of Madden. So make sure you guys keep a lookout for that too as well. So we'll talk more about that next week, but we'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good one.